Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me ask Administrator McCarthy, most of the cleanup of hazardous waste from abandoned and inactive hard rock mines like Gold King is carried out by the EPA and state government agencies.
Right.
The hazardous waste at these abandoned mines was caused, however, by the activities of mining companies, not EPA or state governments. Correct? Is that correct?
That is correct.
It was the mining companies that made the mess, but those companies are not the ones cleaning it up. Do mine owners or operators have any legal obligation to clean up the pollution they leave behind?
It's my understanding that there is some liability in some cases, but consistently there are, in these legacy sites, the owners are absent from the discussion.
Why is EPA involved at all in the cleanup of inactive mines like Gold King?
Well, we were there because of the concern of a potential blowout and the concern of the water quality that was being consistently degraded from the mine seepage that was entering into the Cement Creek and the Animas River. The Cement Creek literally has, as far as I know, no fish whatsoever, and for miles downstream in the Animas, the fish population has almost gone down to zero. And so EPA has been looking at this as a potential NPL site, a Superfund site, and short of that, looking at how we coordinate with the state and with the local stakeholders to address the challenge short of issuing a decision to put it on the NPL site.
So there are constant pollutants seeping into the river from the mine. It's been going on for years, apparently.
In large discharges. There is no question that the Animas has been struggling, but our hope was that we could continue to work together and get that quality shifted into another direction and get that quality continually improved instead of degraded.
And of course, today's hearing, and you don't have to respond to this, but today's hearing is to blame the EPA for the callous disregard of mining companies not being good stewards of our environment. And I think it's a farce what we are conducting here with you. Let me, I understand that for abandoned and inactive coal mines, there is a dedicated funding source for mine waste cleanup, which is derived from fees collected on each ton of coal mined in this country. Is there a similar funding source for hard rock mine remediation?
There is not, but that is what the President's fiscal year 16 proposed budget is suggesting should happen.
Are mine owners financing the cleanup of the mine waste that pollutes the land and rivers for decades after the mines cease operations?
In most cases, no, sir.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Do you believe the President's proposal, if enacted, would help provide necessary resources for cleaning up abandoned mines?
I do, sir.
Well, it's about time that we as a Congress get serious about responsible parties and who's responsible for making this mess and cleaning it up. It's the same thing with radioactive waste left all over the landscape, and nobody wants to take responsibility for it. And yet you want to dump on the EPA today. I think this is, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed of what we're doing in this committee today. You know, the current owner of Gold King Mine, Todd Hennis, told CNN in August, and I quote, "I've been predicting for the last 14 years that the situation would continue getting worse and worse. I foresaw disaster, and that has been borne out." Well, why are taxpayers responsible for cleaning up abandoned mines while owners can sit back and do nothing? I mean, that's the question we need to be asking as a committee. Why don't they have any responsibility when they made the mess? And you know, we all have a responsibility to be good stewards of the environment, but in this case, we're letting one party off. And, Mr. Chairman, I yield back my time.
I thank the gentleman, and I hope he has the guts to stand here and ask the President of the Navajo Nation if what we're doing here today is a farce.
Well, and I hope we have the guts as a Congress to actually try to clean it up and stop pointing fingers.
Well,
Now, that's what I hope.